Looked to have his chance. He was a long way back coming to the corner, only plugged in the straight, and he can take nothing from Ha Ha. And congratulations to all concerned, including, of course, Gay and Jimmy for their first slipper. Thank you, folks.
On 2KY, TAB dividends are for Auto Group Auctions.
Side runner Yammer, off they go. They've broken only fairly. Cotton on Flyer, Land's End a little bit slow to go. And Keeper away smartly. Yammer began well on the inside, and Rancho Spark, and after missing it, Land's End is going up in the centre and will take over shortly as they work down towards the 1,000-metre point. Rancho Spark, Land's End by 2. The Keeper dropping to third. Yammer on the inside of Sandbelt and Lord of the Pines. Then Cotton on Flyer, Amber Boy. And a length off last of all is Typhoon Barney. They're going pretty keenly as they run down towards the 800, where Land's End, the rider, trying to get it to come back underneath him. Over on the outside of it, Rancho Spark. A little over 2 lengths to Keeper, followed by Yammer the inside and Sandbelt deep. Even wider, Lord of the Pines as they pack up towards the turn from Cotton on Flyer, Typhoon Barney. And dropping out last is Amber Boy. Rancho Spark, a narrow leader from Land's End on the inside as they corner. 450 out. Keeper is lying third. Sandbelt deep. Typhoon Barney pushing up, and deeper out is Lord of the Pines, who bumped there with Sandbelt and slipped by the looks of things. As Keeper moved up to Land's End, Rancho Spark is under pressure. Yammer now getting into the clear, but he goes for Keeper at the 200 metres, and it broke clear of Land's End. Yammer running on pretty well from Rancho Spark, Typhoon Barney, but Keeper in front with 50 to go, and it's home. Keeper brings up a treble for Young Hall, wins comfortably on the line by 2.5 lengths to Yammer. Land's End third from Typhoon Barney, Rancho Spark, Cotton on Flyer, Amber Boy, Lord of the Pines. Something went amiss on the corner with it, and Sandbelt, they've run second last and last.
6 Keeper, V Hall, a treble, 220, 140. He's riding very well, Vincent Hall. 3 Yammer, $1.70. Third, 211, Land's End at $1.90.
Hoo-ha, the favourite at the coast, on 340 the win, 210 the place.
There's never been a better time to buy. It's a big screen, plenty of monitors, full form and great service. Nothing has been left to chance. The luxury surrounds of the Settlers Gold Gaming Lounge is also a winner. And for that tasty meal packed with value, Gunners Grill Bistro comes out first every time. Toongabbie Bowling and Recreation Club are head of the pack. Station Road, Toongabbie. Information for members and their guests.
Rose Hill, race 7 has end.
Yeah, good betting race, this one, and a late support for Ma Buzz, number 6, sees him outright favourite on course, ahead of a Mission. Good support for a Mission, and there's been a longer price go late for Ackerbilk, number 5, Ackerbilk. So it is a very, very strong betting race. As far as the tote is concerned here, we've got, it's working from the top, 650 for number 2. That is Emission. Down to number 6, Ma Buzz, is $4.10. Previous, the Golden Slipper, and Gay trifected it. 10, Ha Ha, Jimmy Cassidy, giving Jim his first win in the slipper. Beat 2, Accelerator. 5, Red Hannigan third, and number 12 was the official fourth there, and that was Hosanna, who ran a very, very good race. Now at the 1,500 metres, moving into line as DeCash adamantly comes up. We've got Normal Practice along with Palladium Star, Silent Impact. They're the 3. Full field to run here, 16 of them. Normal Practice and Palladium Star, the last pair. Very good betting race. And there's the red lights. Race 7, the Parramatta Leagues Club Stakes. They're racing, and they jumped away at a beautiful line too, and Grey and Gold is going to go straight to the front. A length or so on a quiver in third position, Chinoy, and Ackerbilk's right up with the speed, and so's a Mission Xantra as Chinoy eases back out of that speed battle adamantly, very wide out in the early stages, going to the 1,200 from Galliano. A length further back, Consolidator, then comes DeCash, and 2 Palladium Star, Normal Practice, followed by Grease. Good margin away next is Ma Buzz, racing on the outside of Yippee-I-O, and a length and a half to Silent Impact. They race along to the 900 marker. Grey and Gold narrowly from a quiver. A length away third is adamantly Ackerbilk. The fence is fourth. Then Xantra at the 800. 3 or 4 Emission. A length to Galliano and Chinoy. 2 lengths Consolidator. Then comes DeCash, Palladium Star, Grease, Normal Practice, and then Ma Buzz. Yippee-I-O is next to last, and a length and a half further away Silent Impact. 500 out now. And Grey and Gold in front by 3/4 of a length a quiver with adamantly third. Ackerbilk is fourth. A length further back as they come round the corner. corner, a mission over on the inside, and wider is Galliano. And a length further off, Palladium Star. Xantra's making some ground. At the 300, Grey and Gold taken on in earnest by a quiver. Adamantly, Xantra, a mission trying to weave clear, and Palladium Star's coming down the outside with a wet sail. Palladium Star hits the front and down to the 100. He bursts clear on the inside, a mission seeing daylight with Galliano. Palladium Star stopping. Galliano's got him, I think. Photo, Galliano or Palladium Star, third going on the inside to a mission, and then De Cash, and further away was a quiver, Accabilk, Xantra, Grey and Gold Weekend from Consolidated, Chinoy, Adamantly, and then Grease and Yippee-Yo, Marbuzz, Silent Impact and Normal Practice near the tail of the field. Well, that was an interesting race. Palladium Star shot to the front as we watched the big screen, and Galliano got through in the centre. Palladium Star was very, very wide out on the track. At Galliano, number 9, ridden by Craig Agnew. Standing by for the judge, December 4, the result of the thrilling Parramatta Leagues Club Stakes. 9, 13, 2, 12. There go the numbers. 9, Galliano. C. Agnew first for Paul O'Sullivan, and has paid $19 neat and $5.40. Number 13 is second, Palladium Star, Len Beasley. Died on his run in the last 50, $3.80. And number 2, a mission ridden by Damien Oliver, third, has paid $2.60. The first 4 with number 12 filling fourth, $16,549. And a few cents to be added, 40 cents. Quinella, 106.70. Exacta, 172.70. The trifecta, $1,422.60. The 10 into 9 daily double in New South Wales, $317.80. The winner, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Boas by Bass and Thwaite from Best of Times, trained by Paul O'Sullivan, ridden by Craig Agnew, has run 127.70, 127.70. It's only 0.32 outside Soho Square's long-standing race record in the last 600 in 34.84. There wasn't much in it on the line. It was a half head by a long neck, in another thrilling finish here at the Gardens. Okay, well, it looked tens on coming down to the 220 Palladium Star, but as I said, he weakened on his run in the last 50 metres, and Galliano came through the centre. Battling on pretty well was a mission, and, well, what do you make of Marbuzz? I'm blade if I know. Well, he won't get into the Doncaster now. And Accabilk, well, he was very well tried at longer odds, but he doesn't really win many races, Accabilk, does he? Totes confirmed now.
2 and 4, 7 El Greco, 16 and 8, off Melbourne.
Barrelay, one of the first out. Also beginning smartly nearer the inside, Kaylee Lamore, and Classic Benbara moving up above the edge from the outside, Rum crossing with Zazman Barcelayos. Fire Alert is going to settle centre field with White Hart Lane, Big Pat. Further back, Glen Verbal on the inside, Big Doug, Silver Banjo at the tail. Sorting themselves out as they leave the straight. Zasman very, very wide. We're above the edge leads here from Rum. Then Kamishima on the outside, Zasman working forward from Kayla Namor. On the inside of it, Classic Benbara. Barcelayos is trapped deep with Barrelay in the centre. A length to Blanchett, followed behind it, Fire Alert, then White Hart Lane. Verbal up on the outside from Big Pat, a length away to Glen. Second last is Big Doug. The rider on Verbal in all sorts of strife here, and last of all, 2.5 away, Silver Banjo. Along the back they go now towards the 12.50, and Zasman finally crossed and led here by a length, Barcelayos. Third is above the edge, a half to Rum, nice and handy, followed by Kaylee Lamore. Barrelay's now out 3 deep. Kamishima in the centre, a length to Classic Benbara, Blanchett. Fire Alert out 4 deep, Verbal, followed then by White Hart Lane. Big Pat's got a long way back with Big Doug Glennon, 2.5 to Silver Banjo. 900 metres out, and Zasman by a half length to Barcelayos. Barrelay out 4 deep, Verbal going forward. The saddle may have slipped on it. Above the edge, followed by Rum in the centre as they jam up Fire Alert, and then comes deep out White Hart Lane, and in that division 2 on the inside, Classic Benbara from Kaylee Lamore. Verbal over on the outside, giving ground there was Kamishima. Further back, Big Pat, Big Doug, and last is Silver Banjo, but they're jammed up like sardines in a can. On the turn, Zasman, Verbal by a length, Blanchett above the edge. Barrelay in the centre. Out deep, White Hart Lane and Fire Alert, followed then by Rum back on the inside from Classic Benbara, and Big Pat starting to unwind. It's Zasman in front down to the 300, Verbal under the whip. Over on the outside, then comes Fire Alert, and now Big Pat storming home. The inside is Rum, 200 metres out. Big Pat the outside, Rum the inside, get to Zasman. Big Pat on the outside, finishing the race off too well. He's going to get home. home. Varsileos finishing late, but Big Pat wins comfortably. Big Pat by 2.5 to Varsileos. Zasman and Verbal in a photo. Rum's just dipped out, I think. Look at Silver Banjo make ground, followed by Kayla Lamore, Big Doug, Fire Alert Weekend, Classic Benbara, Blanchett Glen. Well back then was above the edge with Kamishima and White Hart Lane.
One Big Pat P. Mertens, 5.50, 2.40, 16 Varaleos. Return of $4.70 for third. 8 Zasman, 14.20, 10 Verbal at $4.30. Back to the update for the Gold Coast.
As the sun sets, they are ready. Stand by. Movement, one rears up, Fashion News wide out. Gates are back. They've come away in a good line. Consular Lord Quickstep dropped back after the start. National St. Ab Initio and Fashion News wide out began best. Showing a lot of speed on the fence. Scottish Pride to be fourth. Strabane fifth. Stanzake in the centre. A length away Hellenic Prince. Then Perfect Paradise. Get Going King of Acapulco. 2 lengths Knickerbocker Kid. Lord Quickstep and Consular the last one. Fashion News flew across onto the fence at the 7.50. Ab Initio straight up to be a length away second. Scottish Pride tracking. National Saint outside of him. Strabane 3 wide, 1 back, Stanzake. They were followed by King of Acapulco, going around Hellenic Prince, 2 lengths to Perfect Paradise. Knickerbocker Kid, Get Going, Lord Quickstep and Consular last as they swing the bend. 4.50 to go. Fashion News away from the rail, in front by a length and a half. Scottish Pride's got a big run on the inside. National Saint cuts back inside of him. They were followed by Ab Initio, Strabane and King of Acapulco down the centre. Knickerbocker Kid wide out and Stanzake getting through on the fence. Scottish Pride's hit the lead. Stanzake's driving up on the fence and King of Acapulco's coming the outside. Stanzake, King of Acapulco and Scottish Pride and wide out Knickerbocker Kid. They hit the line. I think Stanzake from Knickerbocker Kid and in the centre behind those Scottish Pride, but there's not much in it. 3 across the track. Strabane behind those from National Saint. They were followed by King of Acapulco pulling up quickly. Behind those National Saint, I think I might have called him once before. Then Ab Initio, Lord Quickstep, Get Going, Fashion News, Hellenic Prince and Perfect Paradise and Consular. Photo finish. Stanzake was driving up on the fence. The other one's out wide, Knickerbocker Kid. And as they go to the post, the grey might just have enough to swear by. Stanzake, number 2, possibly for Brian York. But Knickerbocker Kid is wide out, number 3, Lynn Beasley, and Scottish Pride's in the centre. And the judge has called for the camera there right across the track. Stanzake driving up on the fence. Scottish Pride couldn't withhold his finishing burst. Knickerbocker Kid's wide out. Here's our long shot. They get close to the line. Stanzake in front. Knickerbocker Kid lunges the outside. Oh, there's nothing in it. It's a toss of the coin between Stanzake and Knickerbocker Kid, and Scottish Pride finishing third in the centre. There's only going to be an absolute breath in this, nothing between them. Stanzake, Knickerbocker Kid, Brian York, Len Beasley. Brian came here with a great book of rides. The day hasn't turned out as he would have hoped, and he's in a very tight photo finish with his stablemate Knickerbocker Kid. Scottish Pride has just missed out, and the judge really taking a long time to try and separate this pair. Looking at that long shot, there's nothing in it. It's a dead set toss of the coin. The inside will favour and has favoured Stanzake, but the cameraman is to the left of the post, and that will bring the inside forward, so there is absolutely a breath in it. If it went to Stanzake, $8.230. If it goes to Knickerbocker Kid, $13.340. And no one knows. So a real spine-tingling finish to the last of the day between Stanzake and Knickerbocker Kid. Scottish Pride will be third. He looks to have just missed out, number 6, at $1.90. Now, maybe the problem with the photo coming down is the lighting. It's become very dark. This finish length's lighting is a bit of a problem from time to time, so the judges are working very diligently at the moment to try and come up with a number, if they can. So John Size, he's already taken home 1 quinella today, and he's now looking for 2. He did it, of course, in the Queen of the Turf, and now in the listed race he has first and second across the line, but in what order no one knows. The photo finish sign is still up, and it is desperately tight. No numbers have been posted, so we might head it back to you, Shadow, downstairs. Spine-tingling finish to the last, and it's a dead heat. It's a dead heat between Stanzake and Knickerbocker Kid. Third prize, Scottish Pride, a dead heat between 2 and 3. Back to you, Shadow.
Right, Jeff, thank you. You can't ask for a more thrilling finish than that, can you, to wind up with a dead heat. Righto, 2 and 3 dead heating with 6 Scottish Pride, third after the running of the last race here at Rosehill Gardens. Righto, Doomben race 8, Wiseling.
1400 metres, they're all in, they're set and racing. And soon after the jump, it was Eric and Queen Carey from wide barriers who ping out. Kelshiki was away quickly, and Dome got out fast, was looking for the lead in the early part. Morhoob pushing up just behind the leading horses. Lairds Bounty prominent. Rain Gauge isn't far away, but he got into trouble. He stumbled and he's thrown the rider. Rain Gauge has lost the rider there in the early part of the race. So they settled fully down and passed 1,000 metres. And Kelshiki drove up and led by about a length here. Dome is running second, Morhoob is third. Couple of lengths away then came Lairds Bounty, 2 lengths to Eric. They're followed then by Queen Carey, the riderless Rain Gauge going up on the outside of those horses. Thong Classic on the fence, about a length and a half, McBeal, and then follows Bell Ball. Home Wrecker on the outside of her. A length and a half further back is Juno Beach, Donvermore, a good way back, Lord Ardsley. Being followed then by Cause for Divorce and Danamania as they corner Kelshiki with Dome on the outside, cornering in front. Morhoob 3 lengths away under the whip. They're followed by Thong Classic, Laird's Bounty battling away, and then Eric, and further back is Bell Ball. She's under the whip, but Dome moved up to Kelshiki. Dome looking pretty good at the 200 metre mark, drew a length in front. Thong Classic's finishing well on the rails. Eric with a run down the outside. Home Wrecker, Dome in front. Thong Classic, here's Lord Ardsley flying. Home Wrecker the outside. Dome in front though, and Dome wins it. Dome first, photo for the miners. Lord Ardsley or Thong Classic. Home Wrecker close up, wide out. They were clear then of Laird's Bounty, Eric, Donvermore, Queen Carey. Bell Ball didn't go on. Danamania made a little ground the inside. Kelshiki weakened. Juno Beach next. They're followed by Morhoob, who dropped out. Cause for Divorce towards the tail, and McBeal is at the back of the field. Winner number 3, Dome for Lonergan Millam. Number 3, Dome, giving a treble this afternoon for Miles Plum and Lloyd Williams. Sat up on the pace and sprinted away from them early in the straight, and then held on very comfortably to win. Now, Rain Gage's rider, James Winks, is being attended to by the ambulanceman after that mishap about 1,100 metres from home. The horse was settling closer than he normally does, and he seemed to get tightened up for room, stumbled, and James had a fall up in the front part of the field. So let's hope we get some good news there. He's talking to the ambulanceman in the back straight. We'll keep you posted as soon as if we can find out any news before we leave. We'll send it on down the line. 3, 14 and 16 in the last event. Dome completing a big day for Lloyd Williams. He's back in town in a big way in the racing game after spending many years with a very, very small team and many occasions without any horses at all. But since he left the Crown Casino, and he's branched out, spent a lot of money, and he's starting to reap the rewards of that now. And 3 winners today, albeit on a lesser program, but seeing those navy and white colours back in action again, I'm sure we're going to see him winning some very, very big races because he puts a lot of money into the game. And Dome, well supported, taking out the last on the program. Rain Gauge has been captured. He just completed the course, just got in the way a little bit more than anything else. And James, let me just see, he's still down on the track over there, and the ambulanceman working with him. He's moving his arms, and he's conscious and speaking to the ambulanceman, but it's impossible to know the extent of any injuries that he may have incurred in that fall over there. Okay, 3, 14, 16. Fourth in was Home Wrecker, number 2, and fifth in was number 13, Laird's Bounty, in 123.4, half a length by short head margins in the last on the program. That wraps it up. I guess a day that'll be remembered for Vincent Hall's treble and also Lloyd Williams' return to racing in a big way. Hope you found a winner at Sandown. We'll look forward to joining you during the week. In the meantime, back to where all the big action happened today, Rosehill and Graham.
Good on you, Greg. Thank you. Yes, and we'll endeavour to give you a report on James Winks as soon as it comes to hand. As Dome comes back to Sco with young Lonergan Millam aboard for Miles Plum.